Right, so this first question is a completely square one, okay? And there's a nice wee simple technique. So we want this equation to be in this form. So what we do is we just start off writing it in the form that we're wanting to finish it off with. Now, the wee tip is you look at the coefficient of x, i.e. that's just the number that's in front of x, and you just take a half of it, okay? So it's minus in front of it, so that's minus 7. Now, if we multiplied this out, we'd end up getting a plus 47, sorry, plus 49. So we need to somehow get rid of that. So what you do is that number, you're going to square it and you'll subtract it from it, okay? Because any number squared, whether it's got a negative or obviously a positive, it will be a positive. So we have to get rid of that 49, which has been created because we've taken half of that number, put it here. And then we're going to add 44 to that. And that's just from the end of the equation. So if we tidy this up, so that's x minus 7 squared minus 49 plus 44 is minus 5. And that is it, written in this form. Okay, so for this area, we take this coefficient, divide it by 2. And for this part, we take that and square it, and that's your answer there. Your next question is a simple one in terms of getting the equation of a line. So we've got two coordinates, so what we can do is we'll just say that's x1, that's y1, that's x2, that's y2. Remember the equation of a line, y equals mx plus c. And remember that m is the gradient, and that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what we'll do is we just substitute these values in. So what we've got is y2 is 15, we've got y1 as being 5, we've got x2 as being 3, and we've got x1 as being minus 2. So we end up getting 10, and that's over 5, and then we can simplify that to 2. So what we've now got is we've now got y equals 2x plus c, but we want to now work out what c is. So what we can do is we just we'll take one set of the coordinates. I'm just going to take this set, and we've got a value for x and y, so we just substitute that again into this equation. So y is 15, so I'm just going to say 15 equals 2, and x here is 3, 2 times 3, and that's going to be plus c. And then what we've got is 15 equals 6 plus c. If we take away 6 from either side, we end up with 9, and that is c. Okay, so c equals 9. So we can then rewrite this whole equation with the missing values. So y equals 2x, and it is plus 9. And that's the answer to this equation, and this question even. And the next one. Now, if you see something like 2 the square root of 2 or the square root of 4, another way of writing that is 2 to the power of a half. That would be 4 to the power of a half. If we have something like a cubed root of 8, that's the same as 8 to the power of the half. So if you actually look, this number there is the actual root. That number there is the power, so that's the root, and that's, we can say that's the power. So this is actually quite simple. So if we actually just look at the root, that's equivalent of 8 1/3. We can look at the 5 later, okay? So it's equivalent of this. Now we can rewrite this to be cube root of 8, and again that's to the power of 5. Now the cube root of 8 turns out to be 2, and we don't need the brackets here, so that is the same as 2 to the power of 5. Okay, so we work out the cube, or we work out the root first and then we just put it to the power that they're saying. And if you put this in a calculator, that will give you 2 to the power of 5 is 32, and that's your answer.